Hi, Rock family. For those of you who don't know us, we're the Elliots. I'm Linda.
I'm Fred.
And we are really enjoying this series on Jacob. Hopefully you are too. This week we are reading through Genesis 28 and looking specifically at Jacob's dream, frequently referred to as Jacob's ladder.
Yeah, so Jacob was fleeing his family's home, trying to get out of reach of Esau, his twin brother, who was very upset for good reason. And Jacob came to this place. It was getting to be sunset, so he decided to spend the night there, got a rock, put it down and put his head on it, and fell asleep. And while he was sleeping, he had this dream of a ladder going from earth to heaven with angels, God's angels going up and down, and God was above it talking to Jacob. And God, in spite of all that Jacob had done, the whole lying to his father and the deceit, tricking both his brother and his father so that Jacob would get the blessing from his father. In spite of all that and many other examples of deceit on Jacob's part, God stayed true to his promise that he had given to Jacob's father Abraham and Isaac, and promised that God would always be with Jacob, that he would keep him no matter where he went, that he would bring him back, and that God would not leave Jacob until God had done all that he had promised. All that he had promised in giving the land that he was at right then to him and to all of his descendants, and his descendants would be like the dust of the earth and would spread north, south, east, and west. So God stayed true to his promise. Jacob's efforts to manipulate things were unnecessary, no matter how things had worked out. In the days before, God was still sticking to his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Yep, God is a faithful God. He does what he says he's going to do. Besides the dream itself, I feel like the setting and timing of Jacob's dream is also interesting to look at. In Chad Bird's book, Limping with God, he makes some observations that I find really interesting. One is that Jacob was on his own. He was setting off on this journey, leaving his family. He didn't have his mother there to tell him what to do anymore. He didn't have his father there to try to impress. He didn't have his twin brother to be in competition with. He was all by himself, possibly for the first time in his life. And that's when he has this encounter with God. So I just find that interesting. I think sometimes it's really good for us to get off on our own, away from all the distractions, and to really hear God's voice. The other thing is also that Jacob wasn't necessarily seeking after God. He wasn't seeking an encounter with God. He wasn't looking for some holy mountain to meet God. He was just on a journey, trying to get away from his angry brother, and decided to stop there for the night. And that's where he had this encounter. In fact, he didn't even know until after he woke up from this dream. He said, "Oh, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it." So he didn't even know he was in a holy place. He wasn't looking for an encounter with God. He wasn't really seeking God, but God was seeking after him. God had a blessing for him, so God was pursuing him. And so many times I feel like we're not necessarily seeking God. We're not pursuing him, but he is always pursuing us, wanting to bless us. And the third thing is that Jacob was asleep when this happened. So he was not capable of talking back to God. He wasn't capable of asking any questions or protesting, saying, no, I'm not worthy of this blessing. He wasn't basically capable of doing anything other than just listen and observe and receive the blessing. So this week, in the midst of our busy lives, let's all take some time out to just be still before God, listen to his voice, and receive his blessing.
Amen.
Love you all. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.